Well, hello there. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Dana Spencer Pre-Show, where we talk about solving problems, building relationships, quitting corporate, and the freedom to walk in your God-given purpose. So, how are we feeling? What's going on? Drop in the comments. I pray that you are feeling amazing this morning. This is the day that the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Full transparency, I was creating a flyer so you all could have the QR code to go over and like my Facebook page. And I have been trying for the past 15 minutes and I could not get it to upload, download, whatever load I was trying to do. So, you know how when you're over in Canva and you create a document and then you upload it, and I'm on my Mac, and sometimes I can see it and sometimes I can't. It's a little bit frustrating. So if you are a Mac professional, slide in my DMs and help a sister out. But anyway, I was like, you know what? I am not going to delay the people any longer. So I am here. And today we are double clicking into building relationships. So, I'm always talking about the importance of with investing in real estate, those relationships that you need to build. I mean, general contractors, real estate agents, lenders, title people, people who can help you keep your property secure, and contractors and electricians and like there's so many relationships that you need to build. Don't be overwhelmed with that, but I'm just wanting to let you know that there are relationships that you need to build. However, this morning I was thinking, what are some relationships, or who is it that you may need to forgive? Like you haven't been speaking to someone for years. And the crazy part is, and you've heard this before, it's hurting you. And you probably are even mad at me for even bringing this up because you're just that angry about the situation. Where the truth of the matter is, there's not enough room in your heart for all of that anger. Like Jesus doesn't want to be in your heart with all that anger. So, you might not be able to ask that person for forgiveness. You might not even remember why you aren't even talking to that person. But life is too short. If we didn't learn anything from COVID, we have learned that life is too short to having quarrels with people, having disagreements. Like you don't know if tomorrow is promised for any of us. So definitely make sure that you are asking people for forgiveness and that you are not harboring bitterness and unforgiveness in your heart. I don't remember exactly what year it was, but I was listening to a message. I was still at Pleasant View, so it had to be over 20 years ago. I was listening to this message and I had unforgiveness in my heart for my dad. My father was an alcoholic, and so it was challenging growing up. And I remember saying in a church service on a Sunday, the next time I see my father, I'm going to ask him for forgiveness. And it's one of those things where you say it and then you just kind of forget about it. I forgive me for thinking that, but I just said it. And because I didn't see my father on a regular basis, like I don't even remember having a phone number from my father. Right. And so it was just one of those things. And so, I would always look at people walking up and down the street because I was like, that might be my dad. It might not be. Right. And so that was just how it was. And so I said that and went on about my day. This was a Sunday. The very next day, this is how fast God works when he wants you to do something. The very next Monday, I'm on my way to work. At the time, I was driving a 97 Chevy Trailblazer. I'm going down Kentucky. Kentucky's a one-way street. I was going to say north or south, but I don't know all that north, south, east, west stuff. I'm going down Kentucky. It's a one-way street. And I look to my right, and who is walking down the street but my father? And immediately I remembered what I had said just yesterday. So, like I said, it was a one-way street. So I had to come up Second Street and circle the block. And so I circled the block, and now my heart's beating real fast, right? So I circled the block. I pulled my car up alongside of him. I rolled my window down and I was like, "Hey, what's up, Dad? I just wanted to tell you that I forgive you for everything that you've done or have not done, and I love you." And he was like, "Yeah, everything's cool." And so I pulled off, hit that hit that left on Second Street, and I promise you, tears were coming down my face. Why? Because I was harboring unforgiveness and bitterness in my heart. And as a result of that, I was so thankful that years later, when he would have gotten assaulted and that would ultimately would lead to his death, I even had to forgive the people who assaulted him, and I don't even know who those people are, right? They never found out who assaulted him or any of that. And so I had to forgive those people as well. So, who is it that you need to forgive? And it is hindering where God wants you to be. So, think about that today, because we talk about building relationships here on the Dana Spencer Show, and we've never talked about it this way. So, is there a relationship who with somebody that you need to rebuild that relationship? And unfortunately, if it's somebody that you need to forgive who's passed away, then pray and ask God to really help you to forgive that person and to move forward with your life. That's why it's so important when if somebody comes to your mind, like right now, even with me saying this, maybe somebody pops somebody in your head, you're like, I need to go forgive that person. Whoever that person is, take care of that now. Don't wait another day. Don't wait another hour. Don't wait another minute. Ask God to give you the courage. And sometimes there's different levels of forgiveness, right? Because sometimes you just need to pray and ask God to help you to forgive that person. And then sometimes you need to confront that person. A lot of times it's just a matter of you praying, because if it's a tricky situation and you pray about it, you may be able to get the forgiveness without actually having to say something to that person, the same way that you can just release that forgiveness if the person has already passed away. So, regardless of how the Lord tells you to handle this situation, handle the situation before it is everlasting too late. So, that's what I got for you in terms of building relationships. Who is it that you need to forgive today? I know this is a little bit heavier than what we talk about, but the Lord just had this come to my mind today. And I'm like, let me share this with you all since we were talking about building relationships. I would love for you to get some victory today, because just like I got victory over the situation with my dad, you too, that same victory that was available for me is the same victory that is available for you. So if there's a relationship that you have with somebody and maybe you want to have a better relationship, relationships are something that we build and we work on. When you think about building a house, it takes time and it's pieces to it, and you have to put it together. Just like relationships with other people, you have to build it up over time. And so if there's a relationship out there and you're like, you know what, I would like to have a better relationship with, you fill in the blank, and then just begin to work on it. Just like a brand new relationship with someone of the opposite sex, it takes time to do that. And you spend time with that person and you talk to that person. The same is true for a relationship that you want to develop with somebody who maybe it's a family member and you just don't have a good relationship with that person. Work on building the relationship. It takes time, it takes effort, and it will be worth it for you to build that relationship. So that's what I got for you today. Who is it that you need to forgive? Who is it that you need to pray and ask God to help you to forgive that person? And then ask Him for your next steps. Is it somebody that you can just pray and forgive and let it go? Or is it somebody who you need to have a conversation with that person and just tell them that you love them and that you forgive them? So that's what I got for you. And head over to my Facebook page. Go ahead and click the like button. We're at 75. When we reach 100 likes, I'm going to give away a free flight assessment along with a free 30-minute consultation. So please share this video, comment below, and once we get to 100 likes, we are going to give away a free flight assessment. So until next time, see you out. Have an amazing day.